Pokemon Journeys is ending soon. At least that's what we all think with the arrival of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet just around the corner. They don't have many episodes left at this point to give us a good ending, at least in my opinion, but I guess they can surprise us. So it got me thinking, what would be the best ending for each main character in Pokemon Journeys? If I was in charge of ending the story for Ash, Goh and Chloe, how would I do it? Today I'll be giving my ideal ending for each of the Journeys trio. So with that out of the way, let's discuss our main protagonist of the entire series. Ash's journey. The journey starts today! For Pokemon Journeys has been participating in the World Coronation series and of course climbing its ranks. We have seen him go through all the ranks quickly and finally reach the Masters class. Would I have rewritten some of the things differently? No, I would have rewritten a lot of things differently, and I'll be making a video on that soon, so stay tuned for that. However, his main goal was to defeat Leon, and now that's his next step after just defeating Cynthia. In my ideal ending of Journeys, Ash will lose to Leon, and not only will he lose, but it won't be that close. We have seen Leon body both Alon and Diantha, and those are two opponents that if Ash were to beat, he would only win on his last Pokemon. Ash also barely beat Cynthia, so defeating Leon doesn't seem realistic, but it's still likely to happen. Leon would win with 2 or 3 Pokemon still on his team. Perhaps they're damaged, but they're not fainted. This would lead Ash to be kind of sad, but when you realize that he's only lost 1 PWC battle in this entire series, and only 3 on-screen losses, with 2 of them just being scenes and not full battles, you'll realize that Ash has been portrayed as a god in this series, so a reality check would be quite nice in my opinion. His loss to Leon doesn't undermine him as a character either, because well, it still means he's the 2nd strongest trainer in the world, and losing to Leon doesn't mean you're weak at all. Ash's loss to Leon is what motivates him to somehow go to the Paldea region after hearing that it's home to multiple champions, and he thinks that's the best way to build up more strength in order to challenge Leon again. On top of this, Ash would have learned from Professor Cerise about the Terastal phenomenon, and that would also pique Ash's interest, and he's always open for ways to get stronger. I mean, look at this man, he's dripped out with all the battle mechanics as is. In this story, Ash would once again be in the Pokemon World Championship Series, but it would take place in the next region. Maybe as we travel throughout the region, we'd get occasional episodes of Ash going to another region to challenge another challenger, or maybe some throughout the Paldea region itself. At the end of the battle with Leon, he would of course leave all of his Pokemon at the lab like he always does except for one. He needs to make one quick trip to the Kalos region to leave Lucario with Greninja so that he can help take care of the roots in the Kalos region while simultaneously also building up his aura levels. This next season, Ash fully intends to use his reserves in the Masters 8 if he qualifies, so he leaves them all training with the Pokemon that he thinks will help him get the strongest. Of course, the person that is waiting for him as he gets off the plane and greets him into the region has to be someone that has both Scarlet and Violet colors, so my vote goes to Harrison. Goh's journey. The journey starts today! Has been to catch Mew and all other Pokemon along the way. As of the writing of the script, he has caught 107 unique Pokemon, which means he still has quite a ways to go before making his dream a reality. We also haven't gotten the conclusion of the Project Mew arc as I'm writing this, so bear that in mind, as what I say could completely be different in a couple of weeks. Because we have so many Pokemon left to catch, and Ash and his friends haven't finished their goals, cause that'd be boring, I think there's a very low likelihood that Goh becomes the first person to change this trend, especially with how hard it is. Like seriously, think of Brock, Serena, May, and many other companions that all had a goal, but at the end of the day it wasn't completed in the series in which they first appeared. If it was, it would have been pretty boring. It's always fun when the goal is pretty open-ended, like being a Pokemon master, whatever that means. So you wanna be a master of Pokemon? Do you have the skills to be #1? Because of this, I think the chances are slim to none that Goh were to complete his goal within Pokemon Journeys. But what happens with Goh? Well, for me, I think there's a very clear forked path for him to go through. Option 1, and my least liked option of the two, is that he goes off on his own journey to go and find Mew again, and to continue to catch more and more Pokemon on his own. He would do this because Ash helped him get this far, but in order to achieve his dreams, he wants to do it on his own strength. With this option, we most likely meet Goh for an episode or 2 in the next series, or a couple series down the line where we get an update on how far he's come. Option 2, and my much preferred option, is that he goes to the Paldea region with Ash, and hopes to find more answers from Mew there. In Journeys, he has gone to all the known regions thus far, and has come out empty with the leads to Mew, so this new region is sure to have some missing information that he hasn't yet seen. Of course, along the way, we get him catching new Generation 9 Pokemon, while also showing off some other Pokemon of old. This way, we can see all Pokemon shown off between the Journeys and the new anime series, which would be a neat little thing to have done. I personally prefer this fork in the path much more, as I like Goh to come back in what ideally would be a traveling anime akin to those of the past. If you want to hear my in-depth reasons as to why I think that he should stay, click the card and watch the video where me and a special guest discuss all the reasons that could allude to his return. Another major possibility, and the one that makes the most sense, is that Project Mew just doesn't finish and will actually carry on into the next series. Chloe. Oh, how I wish you were written better. Not entirely the worst written companion in Pokemon history, well, only kind of. She could benefit from a better ending to her story than the one that it seems that we got. One can argue that her journeys was already completed, which was finding out that the evolution that Eevee was going to evolve into was the friends that she met along the way. No, that's not the right line. Her message was that it's okay to be yourself or take however long you need to find your goal or something like that. Okay, well I'm not quite sure at this point what her ending was, but it was awful. Lucky for her, I thought of a pretty cool scenario. Her ideal ending for me is for her to go on her own journey. The journey starts today! Yeah, that's right, nothing too cool, but to make it special and also similar to the Let's Go Eevee games, she would go with her Eevee and continue to find its place in the world. I think that she would benefit most by her journey being done in the Kanto region. This would be the only way for Cerise to allow his precious daughter to go on her own journey, is if it's in the home region where he has many colleagues that can check up on her in every city. Yamper is definitely tagging along on this one too. It'd be cool to see her have her goodbye and then seeing her in a random episode in the next series where we get a small update on how she's doing from Professor Cerise, or in an episode where Go goes back to Kanto to check up on how all his old Pokemon are doing. This journey leads Chloe through all the necks of the woods, where she's just traveling around the region doing random things like occasional contests or showcases, maybe even having an occasional gym battle.
I take it you're traveling? Are you traveling by yourself?
Yeah.
You're here to challenge all the gyms, aren't you? Come on, what do you say we battle?
No, I don't do that! Excuse me!
What Pokemon would you like to see Chloe catch on her journey through Kanto? Let me know in the comments below. So yeah, those are my ideal rankings for all three of our journey's protagonists. Do you agree with my choices for them to go out, or would you have written them a bit differently? Let's get a discussion going in the comments below. As I'm a simple person, I honestly wouldn't mind whatever direction Pokemon Journeys goes for an ending, but of course I do want something that will leave me with a good taste in my mouth. My opinion on this controversial series is that episodically has been a pretty good show, but as a series itself it's been pretty awful. That has been my stance for a long time, and it remains truer than ever at this point. A great ending would perhaps change my mind just a little bit on that though. If you made it this far into the video, I just want to say that I truly appreciate you, but for now, it's been your boy Luap, and I'm out. Peace.
Sorry I said your Pokemon was weird.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Pokemon are incredible. I get it.